Hello. Just returned from a walk, evening walk. It is hot and it is sunny. Sunny coming in the window here. I was trying to find some good light. I had this feather placed on top of the cards for the last 24 hours. I found this on my walk yesterday or the day before, and I have this thing where if I find a feather when I'm walking, especially if it is pointing in the direction that I'm going, with the this end pointing in the direction that I'm going, it is a reminder and an indication that I am exactly where I'm meant to be and I'm on the right path and I'm heading in the right direction. So I wanted to place that on these cards to charge them up and just infuse this deck with that energy of moving forward in the right direction. This feels good and right to be doing these readings. And here we are for card reading number 4 of this little mini series. Thanks for being here. I'm gonna do this as I normally have, just shuffling them up until one pops out. Let's see if we get a new card today. I'd just like to ask the simple question of what message would like to come through today. And this card is wanting to come up. It is the Goddess of Fire. The Goddess of Fire. And this card is from the Witch's Wisdom Tarot deck. The Goddess of Fire. So this image depicts a wise old woman stirring a cauldron. The cauldron is set on a nice pile of coals. There is a mortar and pestle, bowls and a spoon, and a little cabin back in the trees. So this card actually really reminds me of my own life. Like the image itself is very similar to my home. So I have a little fire pit. I do not have a cauldron on it, but perhaps that is needed. And then I have a little cabin in the trees. That's where I live. And I feel like this card is coming up to share the message that there is wisdom that lives inside each one of us, that we all have access to wisdom, and though it will come to us at different times as far as what messages will be delivered and what wisdom will become more present and solidified within us, that will be different for everybody. But the wisdom itself exists around us and deep within us and can be accessed in any moment, really, as long as we are setting that intention to come into a place of listening and being able and willing to discern what it means to sit and stir the cauldron. Now, the cauldron could be a metaphor for some other aspect of your life. It could be the container that holds, for lack of better words, the soup of your existence. So all of the things that have been put in to creating who we are. So all of the stuff that we consume, all of the experiences that we have, all of the thoughts, all of the actions, the intentions, all of that has come into this one central place. And the cauldron could be seen as our own being, our own body. And so here we are, given the opportunity to find our own sacred fire and to put ourselves into that fire so that we may be transformed, and allow ourselves to experience whatever stirring it is that needs to happen. So sometimes there's things that settle on the bottom that need to just gently be brought up to the surface so that we can see them more clearly, taste them more clearly, know that they're there. And that's what's coming through for this, is that it's really important that we understand that, basically that we are the cauldron, we have our own sacred fire within us, and that it is up to us to gently stir those ingredients. Otherwise, somebody or something will come along and probably stir it in a way that is not quite as enjoyable, or it has the potential to not be quite as enjoyable because we might not be ready for that stirring. We may have allowed things to stay on the bottom for too long and maybe get stuck there, and they might be burning a little bit. So the importance of stirring our own energy from time to time, stirring our own thoughts, and stirring up our processes to see what might want to shift and change as we go about our lives. So just being a really active participant in our own transformation. That is what's coming through here. And I feel like when we do that, when we actively engage in our own transformation, we just allow for there to be more space for that wisdom to come in from different places and land within us. So we're just really just creating space for more knowingness and for more unknowingness, because that is part of the great mystery, to let go into the unknown and just be and experience. That's the sweet little message for today, the goddess of fire, this wise old woman stirring her cauldron. I would love to hear if this brought up anything for you, if you have any other insights, your own wisdom to share, what this card might represent to you and in your life. I'd love to hear about it, so feel free to jump in the comments and write out your thoughts and feelings. And I'm here to listen. And I hope that this card, maybe delivered a little bit of insight and solace and whatever it needed to into your life this evening or whenever you're watching this. Until later, be well. And keep stirring that cauldron gently and effectively.